Well, this is a bit of a strange one. Belongs to some friends of mine. They own a wood and have a little campsite down there. This lamp is called a D light. For some reason, I always think of it as sunny D light because it's orange and it's actually powered from a small solar panel. They're not made for this country, really. They're really designed for use in, well, what's euphemistically called the developing world. But this thing yesterday was completely dead, just wouldn't have it at all. And if you think the circuit board in there looks complicated on this side, well, you should see the other side. It really wouldn't disgrace something out of a James Bond movie. The problem seemed to be that it wasn't charging the batteries at all, which were very, very flat. They were 3AA nickel metal hydride things, so 3.6 volts. The solar panel is putting something out, and I suspect all that's happened is some careless person up there has left it switched on, totally discharged the batteries, and there isn't really a very easy way of telling whether it's on or off. You just press this switch and it comes on low, press again, a bit brighter, press again, brighter still, press again, really bright. It is actually enough to light up a small room. It will light up my kitchen to a level where you could see what you're doing. And what happens when the battery's flat, there's a red LED built into there that causes it to flash off and on in a sort of orange fashion. So this usually occurs using the high power setting, of course, and you know to ease off and leave it plugged into its solar panel. So I suspect that was all that was wrong with it. Well, I hope that's all that was wrong with it, because if it can't put up with a summer season in a cabin in leafy southern England, it's not really boding too well for its longevity when being used by a bunch of camel jockeys in a hut in the desert, is it? That's what it's made for. It's made, as I say, for what we euphemistically refer to as the developing world, where perhaps there isn't any electricity. But lots of sun, so they can charge it up during the long sunlight hours and then have light in the evening. I believe this thing runs for about, I think it's quoted as 6 hours on high power. So it's not bad at all, really, as they go. It's quite a well-made thing. There's a super powerful LED behind here. Just as well the front is frosted, because otherwise you get idiots looking at it and think, oh, isn't it bright, and damaging their eyes. And there appears to be down there a wire wound resistor, which is presumably brought in should the thing ever overcharge itself, because I should imagine what that circuit board does is to be a charge regulator as well as the controller for the LED. The solar panel will be charging the battery quite happily, and just like the setup I put in the wood, once the battery is full it will disconnect, and if it overcharges, presumably this wire wound resistance comes into play and partly discharges it down to the right level again. So I'm hoping that was all that was wrong with this thing, because obviously if it's anything to do with this circuit board on here, well, you can see for yourself how tiny some of the components are. And on the reverse side there's quite a sizable microchip, so I don't think we'll be messing about with that somehow. Anyway, put it back together again and see what we shall see. Actually, it'd be a good idea to leave it turned on for a wee while. So it discharges a bit, then plug the solar panel in and see if it goes after a while. That's if we're going to get any sun. Went very threatening yesterday. Ah dear, I don't know where the year's gone. Other thing got the other day was a Philips 614 record player down there. So watch this space if you want to find out a bit about that, as they say. I really must get round to doing a bit soon. I've been doing things for other people and forgetting my own things in the usual way, you know. And we've also had problems with the trades here. They've been like politicians, you know, won't drain away properly, and they're full of shit. Anyhow, see you again soon.